Um, I also find it interesting. Something I might want to highlight is like the Chiefs win, the San Francisco win, and the Lions win, all scraped out by the skin of their nose or whatever the phrase is. Um, I think the Chiefs may have sold their soul to the devil. That's the only way I can explain it. Um,
What do you mean by that?
no, it's a joke. But
After their best offensive game of the year, they probably had one of their worst.
yeah, just like a muff field goal to continue an well, not an unprecedented, but like an incredible post Super Bowl winning streak is pretty incredible. They've won
But
15
like,
games in a row.
yeah, exactly. To put it in
Um,
perspective, though, that was against the Broncos, who often have a sneaky win against them.
yeah, yeah. I was hoping for that sneaky win, but
Yeah,
but then I just think my real point here is that I think these are winning teams find ways to win, and
yeah.
San Francisco, Detroit, and Kansas City all found ways to win against teams that were playing fairly well. I don't know if the Tex. I fell asleep before the rest of the second half of the Texans game, and it doesn't seem like they played very well. The last half,
They were
they didn't.
shut
They
out.
had. I mean, they had five touchdowns. They should have. They should have. I mean, they had five interceptions. They should have had five
Yeah.
touchdowns.
No, I mean, I, I sort of wondered if it was because I started watching the game. I should have.
You're so
I should have.
superstitious sometimes.
I am like. I start watching games. The Vikings start losing. I watch games. Detroit starts winning. No, CJ Stroud was playing really good, and then I think both his interceptions came in the second half,
Mm.
and there was a weird game run. Something happened where Stroud was scrambling. Look, I saw where he was wanting to go, but he had a blocker right behind him, and he ran right into him. And then
Yeah.
it looked like the blocker tried to rip the ball out of his hand, and it was a fumble. They recovered it, but you know that just that fumble lost another 5 yards or so, and it
Yeah.
was yeah.
Wow.
No, you're right. Were you done with that?
Yeah, I was pretty much done.
I agree. I think I look at some of those and as like I had a feeling of all the teams that Detroit is going to play over the next. I don't know. They're getting ready to head into their most difficult stretch, but I had a feeling like the Texans could be a surprise team to beat them. And so the first half, when I hopped on, I didn't watch the first half. When I hopped on and they're up 23-7, I was like, oh, yeah. I didn't think they'd be that dominant, but I thought they could get them and then proceed to watch the gritty Detroit team fight back, which is really like, so I might get into this a little bit further. Like, I think Detroit fans are feeling really confident they should. They're winning. But there's like they blow out teams that you should be able to blow out, and then they scrape by like good teams. They're just a really gritty team, I think is how I would define it. It's not like they're uber dominant. I understand they're leading the league in points scored, but they're mid, maybe top 10 defensively, but like it's not like they're preventing yardage and points a
Right.
lot, especially against other good teams. But they're just hanging in there and coming out, even if it's just a few points, coming out on top.
Yeah.
What, which is the thing to be feared, because at the end of the day, the win is what matters. The win is what gets you to the big game.